This doctor did the unthinkable surgery. In Hurlingham, Nairobi, Kenya, I found Dr. Adan. Who is he? How did it begin? And did you know that Dr. Adan also comes from a community where they practice FGM? Platinum surgery doctor whose reconstructive surgery skills put a smile on Evangeline Mukami's face, just to say thank you.
Today I have just come to say thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Karibu Mukami.
Yes.
Karibu.
And how sweet must have this surgery been, just to say I am healed.
I am healed.
Among the 10 lepers, only one came to say thank you. And this is Evangeline Mukami meeting for the first time with Dr. Adan. Let's listen in.
My name is Dr. Aden Abdullahi. I'm a reconstructive plastic and aesthetic surgeon, as well as a lecturer at the University of Nairobi School of Medicine, Department of Surgery. But I also run my practice here at Platinum Surgery Center. So I met Evangeline in 2018. I think that's the date, after she had gone to various places.
Yes.
Can you tell us the hospitals that you've been to before you came?
I had been to very many private hospitals. I'll not name them specifically, but I had gone to hospitals within Nairobi, within Mombasa. I flew all the way to Eldoret. I think like 5 years. I tried different things, different places, different hospitals, people telling me try this, there is this doctor here, and because I was feeling so desperate, I just had to try my level best and went to those places.
Yeah.
So in 2018, there is a friend of mine who told me about a camp that had been organized here.
Yeah.
I came, I spoke to a nurse here. Apparently the camp had just been concluded.
Oh yes, yes.
Like a week before I came.
Yeah.
And she said, you can register, but we don't know. We usually have the camps yearly, so I could come back in 2019. And by then I had depleted all my savings.
Okay.
I didn't have money,
Yeah.
and also I didn't express myself.
Yeah.
But in 2019, they said the camp will be in 2020. But what I liked and why I continued coming is because Daktari, you gave me hope.
Yes.
You gave me stories of success stories,
Yeah.
and you also gave me your own personal stories, and
yes.
I felt we connected.
Oh yes. Oh, yes.
You told me to bring my husband on board. At first I was resistant,
Yes.
but you're able to encourage me why I need my husband to be on board for support.
Yeah.
And we spoke over it. I didn't do that immediately, but I think on the third session I was able to discuss with him, and like you had prepared me, he didn't even have issues.
Oh yes.
And he was able to support me. Then in 2020, the camp didn't happen because of COVID-19.
Yes, yes.
But I came and I bargained with you at length to discount me.
Yeah.
And at one point you said, how much are you able to pay? And you're telling me, actually I'm not making anything out of this. I'm just giving back to the community. And you said, by next week, whatever you have raised, you come.
Yes, yes.
And when I came, you accepted the amount that I had raised. And I was able to go through there. You prepared me and the team here. The day I came for the surgery, I was very anxious. Actually, I was asking the team to give me some wine because I was feeling, but you had built a lot of confidence in me, and I knew that it would be a success. And immediately after the procedure, you came, I think, at around 12. You got me in my laptop and you said, close that laptop. You need to relax, but on Monday you can go back to work. And the healing process was smooth.
Yes.
I called often. I was in touch. The hospital called me often,
Yes.
and were in touch.
Yes.
And I felt, though I traveled outside,
Yes.
immediately after that week,
Yeah.
they continuously called me and asked me, are you still sitting on warm water?
Yes.
How is the healing? Are you in pain?
Yeah, that's good. That's
And
awesome.
even I remember one night I was in pain and I called the nurse and she told me, are you able to access this treatment? And she wrote me a prescription.
Oh, very good.
And I was able to access it. So I felt a lot of support.
Yes.
And I didn't even realize when I got healed, it was, I continued with my normal working. It didn't interfere with my work, like I didn't take leave. So I would say for me it was the most exciting thing.
Good. And how do you feel after all this, after what you went through and all this? How has it changed your life?
My life is completely changed because the scars, one, I do not have the scars, the pain I had even during intercourse.
Your confidence?
I'm very confident, and I remember one time you were telling me that I'll be looking forward for sexual activity,
Yes,
not
absolutely.
shying away,
Yes.
not imagining the pain.
Yes.
And all that was theory, but now it's practical.
Right.
Yes, the scars are long gone.
Yes.
I think even now, if I went to I shied away going for pap smear. I've
Right.
just gone for pap smear last month
Excellent.
because now I'm confident.
Yes.
Because Kitambo will be like, no, the first thing someone sees are scars, these bad scars.
Yes. FGM.
Yes, but now I'm very confident even to be able to access sexual and reproductive
Excellent.
health services.
Very well.
Yes.
Very well. And after going through this experience for many years and all that, what's your message to the community? What would you want to tell the mothers who are cutting their daughters or who are taking them during the Christmas? They take them to the villages and they're cut. What's your message to them?
Okay, for me, I feel it's something that the community needs to have a discussion, and from survivors like I, because many times people normalize things. My mother told me, actually after the healing, I went and told my mother that whatever she made me go through was very wrong.
Right.
For the first time we had a conversation.
A discussion.
Yes, and she asked me why I had you to go for the reconstructive surgery, and she actually was in tears when I shared about the scars, about the cysts, about the complication, and she was in a lot of anguish. But it's through speaking that now she was even able to tell me, like, if they are planning, or I'm able to go and tell my auntie, please don't let your daughter go through what I went through. This is my story. So it's through the community that we are going to stop this, because it has no medical value. Actually, it brings a lot of anguish, a lot of, you're living on the edge.
That's right.
You're
That's
too
right.
anxious. Your relationships do not work out.
Yeah.
You project your bitterness to your children.
In other words, Evangeline, we should all work together towards preventing this
Yes.
at a village level. You know,
At a village level.
Our daughters should not be cut, isn't
Yes,
it? And
our
go through the
daughters
same
and women,
anguish. Yeah.
should not be cut at all. And
Do you
the
think
ones,
also the men should be involved in talking to their wives to ensure that they are also part of the team, not only women, but even the men should come on board and help in preventing this menace?
yes, because even the case that we saw over the weekend of the Muranga,
Yes.
it's a man who organized other men to come and cut the wife. So it has to take the men and the women, everyone in the community, to understand the pain that someone goes through, and that there is no medical benefit,
That's
but
right.
it has very negative long-term
Implication.
side. Yes, yeah.
FGM itself is a mutilating procedure done at the village levels by mutilators.
Okay.
There's absolutely no advantage of it, as Evangeline had mentioned. You don't get to have any advantage. The reason why they cut the ladies is they're fearing promiscuity. They're thinking that the girl will go out of the homestead and get a child out of wedlock. That's how the whole genesis came. So it has no value at all. I always equate genital mutilation as someone who has cut your tongue. You don't have the taste of food. or someone who has removed your eyes. You won't be able to see. There is no sense of seeing. Similarly, God has given women the taste of sexual sensation, just like eyes, ears, or the taste of touch. And nobody has a right to remove it, as Evangeline had put it very well. The procedure we normally do is the whole clitoris is not cut. What they cut is the exposed part. So we try to bring whatever is left inside outside. It's about 12 centimeters. It's about 9 to 12 centimeters. We bring the rest there. The procedure takes about 45 minutes. It differs. There's type 1, there's type 2, and then there's type 3. If it's type 1, it's pretty straightforward. Type 3 are the ones where they have really mutilated the whole thing. They've cut the labia and all that. But type 2, very common, particularly in Moranga, in Embu. These are the hotspots. Moranga and Embu, Meru. Of course, the pastoralist communities like the Maasais and the Somalis equally have it. Type 1 is very common among the Kisis and the Kuyus. So yes, we try to correct it and give them some sense of semblance as well as satisfaction in terms of orgasm as well as sensation. So Evangeline, I'm so happy that you came for the procedure, you benefited, and now you are having the heart of trying to be a champion at a preventive level. You want to talk to the village people, the institutions of this country, and tell people not to do these things. So please do it. We're very proud of you. Do it. Help us. Our work is to correct, which is a small limited. The best way to stop this problem is prevention. Talk to the communities, and you're already doing it, and we're very proud of you, and we'll support you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes.
For me today, I came here very happy.
Yes.
When I came here previously, I was too anxious.
Yes.
But today, I'm even taking photos outside.
Yes, yes.
I'm feeling like
Yes.
this. I belong. Every
Yes.
time I pass here, I see
Yes.
platinum, something.
Yes, yes.
I'm very proud. I feel this part has actually changed my life.
Yes.
My friends were telling me I'm even happier.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I'm even less tense.
Mhm.
So for me, I don't know even how to thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you.
And your
Thank
team.
you. Thank you very much.
May the work that you do, may you have platinum surgeries in every part of this country.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. We will do, and we are training doctors on this procedure, so they can go to the counties to help our young women.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will continue, and we will continue doing the camps. But this year we couldn't do it because of the COVID.
Yeah.
So maybe next year, when we have a huge number of Kenyans vaccinated, we can do the camp.
Yeah.
For those who cannot afford it.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel happy when I see patients like you coming back to thank us. It gives me a sense of a reason why we have to wake up in the morning and work. Yeah,
Sure.
so I really appreciate that as well.
It's very good, and the
Yes.
training,
Yes.
I agree the training, because I don't know the figures, but I think from the Facebook interactions,
Yes.
the request of many people would like to have the reconstructive surgery.
Yeah.
It's a need.
Yes.
So the training will empower the private and public
Yes.
to be able to meet the clients and be able to offer the necessary services without trial and error.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
what I went through.
Yes, you told me
Someone-
you went through quite a
yes.
bit of.
Yeah, someone says,
yeah.
yes, that one will be able to, but when they actually do not have the expertise, but because they are seeing this is money, and
Yes.
for me, I'm willing even to take a loan.
Yeah,
I'm willing to borrow. I'm
Yes.
willing to go
Yeah.
to whichever strength,
Yeah,
because when you're in pain, you
Yeah.
can do anything to get out of that pain.
that's right.
So the training, for me, it's a good step towards that,
Right.
but prevention is very key.
Yes, that's the key.
Yeah.
Prevention is the key.
Yeah.
And you seem to really, you've taken it at heart. You want to talk to the community. We will support you.
Yeah.
We will give you all the support you need. Talk to other mothers. And the best way is just to talk through this form of media.
Yeah.
We know that the problem of FGMs are lack of confidence, pain,
Stigma.
separation, stigma. Some people in
Self-esteem.
type 3, for example,
Yes.
it can cause complications in childbirth. So it's us Kenyans who can help our own. We don't have to wait for the government to
Sure.
help. So we need to talk to our people to prevent this menace.
Yeah, actually last month I met one of the female circumcisers in Narok.
Right.
And I asked her, would you allow your daughter to be circumcised? And she
Yes.
said, my daughters are not circumcised.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I asked her, why then are you doing this to other women? She said, to earn a living.
Yes. Yeah.
Women are willing to pay, and for her, she's a founder. So she's not doing it because she's convinced the community Because if she's so convinced, she should start with her own.
That's right.
So why are you circumcising other women, the ones that are not elite or they are not exposed, but you're sparing yours? We've even met parents. I met a parent who said, my daughter said, they were living in Nairobi, and when she saw the post, she called me and told me, now my daughter insisted that she has to undergo this because she's in a school in Embu where there are those bad quarrel name if you're uncircumcised. So the daughter has self-esteem has been lowered. And the daughter is pushing the mother, why you're circumcised, why am I not being circumcised?
That's right.
And I told her, go and bring the daughter, I talked to her. Because from me, I will be telling my journey as someone who has spent a lot of money, time, resources, energy in looking for a solution. So if she's not been exposed and the mother is not exposing her to go through the cut, there is no need to go harm yourself.
That's right.
People will talk. How many years are you in high school? 4 years. Then your life will be messed because of a 4 year. And you can always change school if the culture in that school, that's what they believe. Because I know even teachers are very instrumental in propagating these names, where they call very bad vulgar name for girls who've not been circumcised. So and this lowers the self-esteem of girls. They want to belong, and of course the peer pressure, and they're young.
That's good.
So all these dynamics, we must be able to look into them and tell our story so that someone feels, if that's how I will suffer in future, let me not.
So what you're doing is very good, and you're supplementing the efforts of people like the anti-FGM board. They have limited resources, but they're very active.
Yes, they are.
So when individuals privately like you are coming out to pass the message, don't do this to the girls, you are supplementing and helping all those who are concerned in preventing this menace. And I can only thank you for that you've become the champion of anti-FGM, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Apart from Madam Mukami, how many clients of FGM have you served so far?
Oh, in a year I operate about 100 plus. So over the last 3 years I've done maybe about 500 women, 500 to 600 ladies, with diverse type 1, type 2, type 3, some with complications of cysts and all that. So we've done quite a number, and it makes us proud.
I think the numbers, we do not have the exact numbers of the women who have been undergone through a female genital mutilation, but the fact is that there are many.
Yes, there are
probably around 4 million.
Actually, if you look at the data from UNICEF, they say that 3 to 4 million women and young girls have undergone FGM in Kenya. That's research done by UNICEF, and that's a lot. And the only way you can prevent it, I mean, if you have 100 surgeons or even 1,000 surgeons, you can't operate 3 to 4 million. So the best is prevention. That's the word. That's the key word. Prevention, and everybody, wherever they are, we talk to the community and remind them, let's not do this thing. And what you're doing, I can only be proud of it. And thank you very much for that.
Doctor, do you think FGM should be allowed by the government?
Oh, it's a horrible thing. So I don't think there's any government that will ever allow it. So it should never be allowed. And right now there's a law in place that you cannot do an FGM on innocent girls, and if you're caught, you will be sentenced to prison. There's an active law. There's a bit of lack of implementation, but it's there. I mean, some of these guys are locked in here.
And also now that the community is alert what they are doing, because like anti-FGM is working closely with the community. What they do, they will take like my daughter to my auntie's place.
That's right.
Somewhere where people may not think, they don't know my daughter. By the time she's coming back, she's been cut. Then also they have medicalized it.
I personally am not an advocate of medicalization. Because what happens is when you say medicalization, you're just encouraging the mutilators to do it. So I'm a big opponent of medicalization, and it should not be done. And recently the court won. Reverend Timothy Njoya co-sponsored a petition with some of us and all the stakeholders. And there's somebody who was trying to legalize medicalization of FGM. Fortunately, they lost it, and we just have to ensure that it's not done, And so that I agree with you.
Madam, what can you encourage other women out there?
I would encourage other women to seek support, to look for available resources like Daktari is here, the platinum surgery, where you're accepted the way you are, and you get personal centered service where to such an extent where personally I was able to tell Daktari, I may not afford that, but are you able to take, this is what I have. And because I told him the journey of having taken loans, you know, having sacrificed a lot, and now in different hospitals, different places. If I do the math of even the flights, the accommodation, you know, your calling, your bookings, all that, it's a lot. But personally, when I got here, I forgot about the expenses, because now at times people even spend 10 million, they even buy cars and they crash, very expensive. But personally, the healing, both physically, psychologically, and I had never spoken about my story to anyone. So the fact that I'm able to speak without even crying, without emotions, my heart is grateful. I think it was worth.
Okay, how's the feeling now? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, like I'm telling Daktari, my life is super. I can't complain. I do not have anxiety. I do not have pain. Physically, emotionally, for me, I would say I'm healed. And the fact that I'm also reaching out to other women are reaching out to me. That's the greatest joy. I never thought that through this I would even touch anyone's how things work in different ways. I never thought. And even as we sat with this team and they were encouraging me, do the video, I was like, do a video of what? What for? Yes, but now I have seen the effect. I have engaged on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, everything on FGM. You can assure me I'll have the highest number of comments, and even Facebook will tell me that I was recognized following the Muranga female genital mutilation, because I resonate with it. I have been there, so I can imagine the life of this woman after this, being nailed down by 10 men to be circumcised. Your husband, the person you trust most. So you're spared by your parents, but apparently in your adulthood, you experience, because if it's a good thing, people would not struggle to pin you down. They will talk to you and they will have you accept. But because she was against it, it was a struggle. And of course, you don't even know what they were cutting with. So this woman will have trauma all her life.
Great.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daktari.
Thank you, Mukami. Thank you. And
keep
the fight. Let's talk to the community. Prevention. Yeah. And for those who have had horrible ones, they're most welcome. We'll try to help them during the camp.
Yes.
And those who can afford, they could still come anytime.
Yeah.
So we'll keep on the fight and help out as much as we can. But thank you for recognizing our effort. Yes, I appreciate that. Yes.
You also lifted me from very low.
Yes.
And
Asante.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Saying thank you may not even be enough.
Oh no, that's accepted. Thank you.